Alright then, well now we're going to try a new thing. This is going to be a POV VOD review. This is the first one we've ever done. And I'm going to start it off on this Eichenwalde map. I'm actually going to do probably 3 on this one. I might actually end up doing the Lucio one as well, but I'm definitely going to do both the DPS and the Mercy on this one. Right, because I have a text file somewhere, a list of the ones that I wanted to do. Here. So how does this start off? Alright then. Much a bit faster. But yeah. So to start off with, I don't like I already criticized the positioning of this, but I don't necessarily mind the target focus here so far. This is all perfectly fine. Until I ran out. Yeah, because it feels kind of weird when you're not playing. Yeah, we should be definitely with this McCree more often now, because we have the Brigida. The Brigida, and with the exception of heal playing the Brig, which she should be able to help herself if she plays less aggressively. The Mercy should be able to focus this McCree especially, because this McCree needs a pocket when we're playing against the Pharah, because the Pharah has the pocket Mercy as well, so we need to make sure that. And now the fight's won, you can kind of go forward. I don't really mind the damage boost there. Yep, this is all fine. Just gonna work on generating ulti charge. But I think we can. Yeah, so the ball comes in. And that's just that's mech geometry stuff, but we should be able to play a further back here. Which you back up here to kind of help the McCree with his target here. Which is unfortunate we weren't able to clean that up. Because he'll come back in like 6 years and feed his tank, or feed his supports. I don't like this positioning on the Mercy. We'll go out of first person so I can see this. But I don't like this Mercy positioning, which kind of makes sense if you look at that. You are completely, well, minus the Junkrat who's kind of in your way right now. You have nothing blocking you from being shot by the enemy team. They don't have any hit scan or anything, so it doesn't matter. But you can be playing back here. You should, like, in most cases, if you don't have something specific you think you should be doing, you should be with your McCree on this composition. Because now you're being pressured down by this Pharah. And while you're trying to do this, no, stay with the Kree, because you need to help him win this. You should also, you don't have to always be looking at the targets you're healing or whatever, especially if you're healing a target, you can switch from healing to damage boost without looking at them again. You can do that like while looking in a different direction, which allows you, because I see, this is one thing I see right now, is you're basically, you're tunnel visioning very hard. You're getting very little information outside of, and I don't like the Guardian Angel as well. We should probably stop like these mini hops with the Guardian Angel. As it doesn't really help you get any faster, but it just means you wasted the cooldown for, you know, a second or whatever it lasts for. And especially when we're playing against a Pharah, try and keep your distance from your teammates. So that, like, just be close enough that you can heal them without wasting your health, because the splash damage of Pharah is just giving her free ult charge. So we're all playing a little more aggressive here. I don't like this Ryan play, but that's in a different VOD. So you come forward to try and help your Reinhardt. We could have popped Valkyrie there as well to try and peel for you, and we could have gone even more aggressive there. Especially now that they play... The fact they popped the nano boost on the Pharah, I would have popped Valkyrie here. Valkyrie would be fine to pop right now. And stay with your Kree. Well, he's dead now. And then you go for... I don't like this res. Yeah, you get barraged for it. So yeah. I think I don't know, are we okay in this fight? I don't, I'm gonna stay in first person actually. I think we are okay actually. The tanks are able to sustain through this, and the Brigida can keep them alive for a bit longer when the Brig kept them alive, but she died in the barrage as well. So yeah, so now you're just here, you're getting health up on your teammates. Yeah, okay, this is one thing also that's kind of important to note right now, especially when you're playing supports. Doesn't matter in this situation, because Brigida's got, oh, that was, yeah, I'm gonna try that again. The Brigida's got her ultimate, you've got your ultimate. If for, in some scenario, other than this one, let's say the Brigida was only at 50%, like, oh my god, I can't write anymore. Brigida was at 50% ultimate charge or whatever, and you already had your ultimate. In this case, unless we're actually in the fight, there's no reason to heal these people. Try and let the Brigida get the ultimate charge, because her getting ultimate charges, because you already have the ultimate. Healing is the easiest way for the supports to get the ultimate charge. So you want to try and, when available, make sure you tell your team though, because they need to play more passively if you're trying to do that. So we're damage boosting the Kree again. I think you should be playing further back. The Zarya doesn't really need the damage boost here. She's got high energy, so she's fine. Keep the McCree damage boosted. Alright, so our Brig need heals. She ends up dying. That's Brig misplay there. That's not really something you can do. I don't like this res either. I don't think you get punished for it. Pop Valk as soon as this happens. I think we should be using Valk more often as well. Valkyrie is a really fast charging ultimate. I think we should have used Valkyrie here. It's a nice block by the Reinhardt. It's a nice play by the Brig there as well, stopping the Reinhardt. Just trying to see this a bit faster. Yeah. Okay, so this time in a fight now this point, we don't need the Valk anymore. But a Valk would have been okay at 3 or 4 seconds ago. Because it would have made this fight... It would have taken a fight that was already pretty even, and it would have made it handily winnable for us. So they start making some swaps now. And then we should... We already have Shatter, so it doesn't matter as well. In this case, I like this positioning by you. I think this is good. You had to come forward to save the Brigida, but the Zarya should be fine. Yeah, I like this play here. I like everything here. I don't like this rotation. We did this a lot on this map, and we did it on the other Eichenwalde in this day. But the supports, at least in this case, supports keeps peeling back this way, and the tanks keep peeling back this way. When we're playing the McCree, and he's not playing inside the computer room, you should be playing back here. This should be your sightline is back and forth between this wall here on the Mercy, and the Brigida can try and use this corner, or she can. Well, it depends on where the tanks are playing, but she can play wherever the tanks are. If the Reinhardt's playing here, Brigida should be behind this one, and Mercy should be behind this one with the McCree, who can be playing this sight line, or he can be pushed up further and just be playing back here with the Reinhardt shield. I can't draw today. But yeah, I don't like this rotation, like this way of this direction of rotating backwards to try and give space. I don't like. So the Brig's going aggro, so you try and keep her alive by healing. I would pop Valkyrie here. Pop Valk again. This is another fight that, like, when you see people are like half health, pop Valk. If there's more than one person who isn't fully health, and you pop the Valk now. So yeah, this Valk is a bit late because the Reinhardt is dead. And I think we should lose this fight now. And you're looking for reses, but there's not really an option in the res. You just pull the pistol out because there's not really much else to do. And it's not like we could have won that fight. Alright, so they kept first. We keep going. So here to help the Junkrat. So the Reinhardt gets a kill. But yet again, I want to point this out again. You're in a position right now where you've got all this stuff blocking your vision, it's just good if they have like a sniper or something that you need to keep yourself in a safe position, but you're kind of also just tunnel visioning and you're not getting any information. You're not learning anything from standing back here. You are purely damage boosting. Whereas if you, especially on the main support, there's a lot of stuff that you can be doing that don't affect your output of heals. You can be looking all over the map. You can constantly be looking around. You can constantly be flying around, zipping back and forth between targets, especially on the Mercy. So you can afford to kind of be figuring out what's going on. You can also be thinking about ultimates at this point in time and abilities. But the main thing with the kind of the information stuff is if you see people moving around, if you're looking around more often, you can see when people move around. Also, the Junkrat didn't coordinate this, but I would have, if the Junkrat had called it out, and he was going to jump over the top there, where he did, because he jumped, he was up on this high ground, and he jumped over here, ended up way back here, and killed the Ana back here, I wouldn't have disliked you following the Junkrat, and doing a dive with the Junkrat. So the spacebar puts me in third person. This might be a little bit easier to watch this. Actually, no, I want the first person. So they pop beat to the Graviton, which we start losing people, and you just back out. But they should be able to clean this fight up, though. Sorry, just a body block for you, but you still end up going down. Can't block Fire Strike. Alright, so we respawn. We have to heal our Brig. We have to heal our Reinhardt. Alright, so let's see how this fight goes. I would say as soon as you have your Valkyrie, you're 97%. You're so close to Valkyrie. Okay. I also see this one is another thing I wanted to point out. This rotation, because of the high noon, it's kind of hard judgment call to have made, but there are 3 places from where you're standing right now that would have been safe to hide from this high noon. This little box right here, he can't see you if you crouch behind it. He also can't see you back here if you crouch back here, and he also can't see you if you get behind this payload, if you use payload for cover. Out of these 3, I think I prefer this one the most, but I don't dislike this one because it gets you to be able to heal your team. This one I like the least because it's where the rest of your team is, and it puts you in a vulnerable spot. Because now, if you were hiding in either of these other spots, you don't get shattered here. We don't have Rhine shield, right? Shield is broken. We can't block shatter anyways. But they are able to wipe because of this. They're able to wipe because of the shatter, and then you're the one who gets pinned in the shatter as well. I would have wanted to, if you had played back here on this corner or back here, either one of those you would have gotten your Valk in time that you could have, as soon as High Noon went off, you could have popped Valkyrie and flown over to your team and tried to keep people alive through this shatter. But because you had rotated forwards to try and avoid the High Noon, you got shattered. Off the tire. You're just trying to hide from the tire. We killed the tire, which is good. I don't mind this hiding spot. This is a pretty good spot to hide. This is pretty good positioning. You just kind of move forward to help your Zarya for a bit. They're not running the fire anymore, so there's not really a specific target. We didn't coordinate this Graviton. I would damage boost the Junkrat right now, or pop Valk. Either one works. I don't like the Guardian Angel though. I would have popped Valk. I would have popped Valk. When you hear the grab, you should have popped Valk. This is what my decision is on this. Because this fight would have been easily winnable with it, and I feel like they probably would have invested even more ultimates if they had Valk, if we had used Valk. So yeah, okay. We're just kind of bouncing between targets. This is full-time speed. You seem to just kind of connect to random targets as well. There doesn't seem to be as much thought, like at the end of fights, there doesn't seem to be as much thought behind it. One thing that you can kind of think about when we have these kind of fights going on, like when people are just cleaning up, is look at who's got ultimates. Look at you are the only one with your ultimate right now. Junkrat's at 42, Zarya's at 64, Reaper's in spawn swapping, Brigitte's ultimate is very low, and Reinhardt's ultimate is very low. We used a lot of ults to win that fight. So during these cleanup phases, you can pick somebody. Especially the Junkrat would be a really good choice, and the Zarya would be a really good choice. And if the Reinhardt throws Fire Strike, give hit to him as well. But damage boosting instead of healing at these cleanups. Because one, that also, all the healing you do is healing Brig can't do, which is taking ultimate charge away from the Brigitte, because you already have ultimate. So all this ultimate charge that you create now means nothing. All this healing you do is nothing. But if you were to damage boost any of these 3 targets, either the Reinhardt through a Fire Strike or the Junkrat or the Zarya just in this cleanup, not only does it mean we might be able to get more staggers, but we can get closer to our next Graviton Surge off of a fight that we already won for the damage that Zarya is already going to be doing. So you have to heal the Brig, keep her alive, which is fine. But other than that, I would be on damage boost right now on either the Reaper or the 3. They get a bunch of damage in with the Junkrat spam, but if we had damage boost, we might have been able to kill him faster. We clean him up. We have to heal the Rhine up, which I like. And then I say this: you pop the Valk to avoid the tire here. I like this play. And then you kind of keep everybody up for a bit. Another thing on Valkyrie is, do you really, unless one of the people you want to heal has like half health or whatever, so unless their health is like way down here or something like that, and you feel like they're going to get bursted, I wouldn't go on healing boost on Valkyrie. I'd do damage boost, because healing done during Valkyrie doesn't charge your next Valkyrie. But if you leave all your teammates at half health and they don't die, if you keep them from dying and you damage boost, they're generating ultimate charge, and then when your Valkyrie runs out, if you heal them all back from half health, you're going to get most of your Valkyrie back just off the healing you do there. On top of the fact that Brigitte is getting ultimate charge for the healing she does during your Valkyrie if you're damage boosting your team. And they're playing either more aggressive or holding the ground better. So Doomfist just kind of rotates in. We go for the Shatter, which gets 2. We lose a couple people to the Doomfist. Yeah. And now you're here. You're kind of getting some heals done. I'd be damage boosting or healing the Reaper is fine as well. You get okay. This is forward positioning that gets you shattered. We weren't tracking ults, so it's kind of a problem. But you can be playing back here and running back and forth like this constantly, and you could have kept your beams on most of the people, with the exception of the Junkrat. Junkrat has to back up for heals for you, but you need to tell him that as well. That's one of the other big things on main support, is you really need to make sure you're keeping yourself alive more than anything else, and you need to tell people when they're in a place where you can't heal them. You need to be more vocal about that. They need to know when you can't heal them, and they need to play back to you. You don't play forward for the people, they play back for you. So our Junkrat or Reinhardt's just getting cyber bullied as you respawn. You're back in now. Stop the payload. So we kind of charge in. Don't really mind that too much. We should be damage boosting. We are. Reinhardt's antied now. Trying to heal our Reaper, keep him alive. Ooh, that was close. We're getting too close to the Graviton, but we are fine. And we win this fight. So, yep, overall, I like that. Alright, so now our attack. Alright, so this was kind of bad at the very beginning here. We lose our McCree instantly to like two direct hits, and then we're just kind of charging ultimate. We go for the res. I think you're fine here. Yeah, we bubble you and you don't get knocked out of the res or anything like that. But everyone's super low. We're getting flattened right now, which is unfortunate. We lose our Brig as well, so we should just head back. We should back up basically into the spawn. We get a kill on their Ana though. You're just kind of healing targets. I like this healing overall. I like the targets you're focusing on healing, and you're working on getting everybody up together instead of like getting one person to full and the next person to full. You're kind of working on keeping more, like making sure no one's critical, but healing everyone you can. Where Junkrat gets insta-gibs as well, which is unfortunate. But you're now here healing your McCree. I'd go for the res on the Junkrat, that'd be fine. But you need to tell your McCree when you do that as well, so you can keep it. I would Valk here. We're down our Reinhardt, and our Brig is very low, but if you Valk here, there are two things you can do with the Valk, and it kind of depends on how you personally feel. First thing is you can damage boost, or you can heal and keep your team alive here. Other thing is, you can chase this far back. You can come up and chase her with your pistol if you're in Valkyrie. You don't really have to worry about her that much. Either one of those would be fine. Obviously the pistol one is a lot more aggressive, but either way, using Valkyrie basically as soon as you got it here would have been a perfectly fine play. She pops her ultimate here, which you would have been able to keep yourself out of if you were in Valkyrie. But people probably still would have died to that, which is a fair point against that. Either way, we get 2 ticks on first, and we should be able to get 3rd tick as well. So you're just here kind of trying to heal people. You res the Reinhardt as he goes down. And our Zarya pushes forward. But you are staying on point, which is fine. Mercy can stay on point in this composition. Yeah. So you just get unlucky. You weren't aware that he was there, and he kills you for that. So you come back. You res the Junkrat. I don't know if that res was really necessary just because of the spawn room. I don't think it makes too big a difference, but not necessarily the most important res to get off at this point. You should be damage boosting the Kree right now. And I also wouldn't hate a Valkyrie right now, but now the Kree's dead. So now that we're investing ultimates to try and make this fight winnable, I would Bob Valk. This is a very big insight that I was not really aware of. We should be using Valkyrie a lot more often, because it is such a fast charging ultimate still, and you're just trying to avoid damage right now. Damage boosting the Zarya. She gets the thing, but Tyre's going to chase you, which is unfortunate. We'll let you see when you get back. So now we're down a bunch of people. At this point, we should just back out, regroup, which we do. So we res the McCree. As far as behind us again. Yeah. Overall, like that. Yeah, that was all pretty well played there. Just the whipping at the pistol in desperation, doing damage. It worked. I pop yet again. We're going in and engaging on a fight. This is where you use Valk. Valk is a tempo ultimate, which the best way you can kind of see Valkyrie is it's a multiplier, right? Because it multiplies two different things. It either multiplies your team's health, because let's say, really the way Valk works is it heals all the people who are grouped together, so it makes your team want to play together. But it does in Valkyrie, I think it increases the healing, so it's like 70 healing per second. So for every second that your teammates are alive, it's the same thing as a Rhine Shield blocking 70 damage. 70 damage doesn't exist every second because of Valkyrie on all of your teammates who are grouped up together. Or you're damage boosting, which is increasing all your team's damage by 30%. Which either one of those gives an advantage in the game. That's the main way supports should be seen in Overwatch. They're multipliers. Supports multiply different numbers here, which would be either the damage output or the healing. So you're damage boosting the McCree. I really like this play, but I would pop the Valkyrie and be damage boosting everyone right now, and then being able to swap to healing the McCree and having a higher healing output. I also don't really like playing right on top of the McCree because of the Pharah and the Junkrat. Both the Pharah and the Junkrat make it very hard for you to do that, and then you end up dying to the Pharah because you're playing too close to your teammates there. And then I think we just kind of stagger for the next 2 minutes. We never really get another good fight. Or we get one last good fight. So we stagger from now until like 30 seconds, then we get one last good fight at the end. We swap to the D.Va now. But you should still be playing for the most part with this McCree. But I would... Okay. So to say Valk, but with the anti, no Valk, back out. This fight is lost. We just back out. Don't know if we even resing and stuff like that. We should just be getting out if we can. I wouldn't go forward. I don't like the Briggs positioning on this. We're playing forward here. You pop the Valk. I don't like this Valk. I think this is... The reason why I don't like this Valk is because your team isn't getting value out of it yet. Your team hasn't engaged yet. So it takes time for this Valk to get value. And you're also just looking down at your teammates. You're not ever... Because it's not like it takes a long time. If you're like down here, you can just flick up, flick down. You can't do it with the cinematic camera because of the smoothing or whatever. But you can just kind of look up, look around, kind of see stuff. Flick down to heal or damage boost. And also on top of that, you can left click, right click while looking like this, and you'll change. Because as long as you're attached to your target and your mouse isn't over a different target, you can change between healing boost and damage boost on Mercy, like forever. As long as you don't break the conditions that break the beam. So you're here to protect our McCree again, because he's being harassed by the Pharah. You go to the damage boost. We put Bob on point. High Noon kills their Mercy. D.Va gets their Pharah. Their Hamster's on point. You're damage boosting the Bob. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine, though out of all of the targets to damage boost, Bob doesn't have an ultimate, which is the only real thing I have against this. You are being harassed by the Reaper, but you back away from him. You get back to the point for payload for heals. And then... Okay, so what goes wrong here? This is where the tanks are blocking both doors, but the McCree... Alright then. And then you get caught out, and you get ulted. And you don't have time to come back. Yeah, there's no chance for you to come back to the point. Alright then. Yeah, I think Viva, I think more of that is probably on the McCree for not being aware of the Farah when she came up through the top window in time. Because you didn't have Valk or anything like that. It's not like you died with ult. There's not really much you could have done in this situation, unless you had seen the Farah and you had called the Farah out earlier. So let's see. Did you see the Farah? Okay, I don't like the vision you have here. If you look, the vision you have here is completely useless. Your whole screen, right? Everything you can see on your screen right now. That wasn't supposed to go off the line like that. Whatever. You know what I was drawn at. Everything on your screen. Payload is taking up all this nonsense. This is a door. This is a wall. This means nothing. There's a door over there, but you can't see it. There's a little window up here, but you can barely see it. All of this means nothing. So the place that you stood and the vision you have right here, this, here, let me get a different color. Right here, that's a horrible color. Right here, this little window is currently all of the vision you have on your entire screen. This is all the information you have right now, which is because of the positioning that you took. So you playing further back, looking further up, watching that window would have been a good idea, especially if you knew both your tanks were going. If you knew both your tanks were playing the different doors, and then it doesn't matter. We're not able to keep this fight going. Unfortunately, that's why we lose. Yeah, we just weren't able to sustain through that last fight there. So yeah, the big things in the Mercy is the lack of information, the kind of tunnel vision it seems you have on like healing the targets, and then the Valk usage. It doesn't seem like we're using Valk often enough, because it's a very fast charging ultimate. You should be able to use it pretty much every fight, or every other fight, I should say. And there were a lot of times where we held Valk for a fight or two that we lost that would have been winnable with Valkyrie.